just nowhere.
Creative imagination began with a new Part1. Makes me feel I belong to something.
last short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. You've got one life to live, don't let it go. Can you let go of it all tonight? Or will you decide to push on through and ignore the words inside? Take a breath now, don't hold it in too long, 'cause you'll find you're missing out. A last short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Got one life
everyone, welcome back. How you all doing today? We are back on from the speed build of the Viking video. If you want to see the step-by-steps on most of this, there is a link in the description as well. You can go check that out. As well as this is full-on vanilla, no building. From now on, we are going to be using the no collision code that was provided by Wildcard into the base game now. So fuck you, S+. Don't ask me to ever use S+ again. I don't need to. And thank you, Wildcard, for developing and using your own code to make a no collision software that is enabled into the main game. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. I am very happy that you finally listened to someone about that. Anyways, as well as, I want to say one more thing. We are going to be using eco mods from now on as well. That is the only mod, and the reason why is that I want to really push for ecos to be main game, added to the main game as a DLC or something, because I think she does a really freaking good job. And, you know, if you show the ARK devs and if you show people about how her mods are such a game changer of just aesthetics, you know, don't make them enable for official servers, you know, have their own dedicated server for lag, but, you know, they're very beautiful, and I think they really deserve to be, and she does a really good job. I think they really need to be implemented into base game. No, not even joking. That's what I think as well. Anyway, so let's get started. So this is the Viking. You've already seen the entire speed build. We're going to be doing live streams on the rest of it. So don't forget, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so that way you know when I'm going live, because I will be putting out a little video saying I'm live. And the Viking video, you know, this is our next main project right now. We're going to get this one done, unlike the tech video build. I didn't really like that. We'll probably come back to that in the future, but for now, we're not. Anyways, let's take a look. So here is the Viking main house, the Chieftain, you would say. Don't really know too much about Vikings in general. It was mostly the people during the stream that commented and telling me like what to do and how to add everything and stuff. And Ellie's little fetish of snails during this process. Don't ask me what happened. I think she was high. Not really. I think she was just having some fun. And you know what? I applaud her for that because it was really funny. So let's take a look. So here is the Chieftain house itself. Now obviously it's not completely done. This whole build is not done yet. We got a lot more to do. The textures on rag are not working. Also, thank you ARK devs for updating the saver model and not updating the dev kit. Hopefully they'll do that soon, so that way like Eco's mod can actually have an updated model for their head on the wall. So let's take a look. So here we have is the eco decorations. We have all the eco mods. I'll also put those in the link description down below if you're asking which one. Don't ask me. I have no idea. We're using them all now. So we have the main feed area with all the snails slurping at their delicious meal of a Fiomia. They're not slurping because I'm in spectate mode actually. That's funny. They were earlier when I accidentally recorded and it turned out shit. This building needs a little bit more detail. For instance, up here I want to add a bedroom slash kind of balcony bed thing that they have to come up and down through the like a rope ladder and stuff. And then over here we have a nice little porch area, and this is the Chieftain. He's supposed to have the nice and biggest house. This is the biggest house we're gonna go. All right, this is the set scale. If you build the biggest house first, then you can know how big you need to build the other minion houses and the colony houses and stuff. And so yeah, so we have a little balcony thing here, little thing here, and you know, I think it's a really cool and interesting thing. And you know, I don't think anyone's really done Viking. There is like one or two I've seen that people have linked me, and I don't like Thatch. I'm sorry, Thatch is, you know, has its own place, but I just don't like Thatch. And you know, I will be painting the roofs and everything, so you know, this is just temporary for the wood color and everything. So you know, in the future it'll be more colorized, but for now it is not. Let's take a look. So let's go down the pathway. And here we have is the Griffin barn itself. Now this thing, before we go inside, I gotta just show you the exterior. It is one of the most complicated things I've ever done for a roof. Yeah, maybe the third complicated thing, not the most, but close to it. This thing was a pain in the ass. Now obviously this was before the no collision integrated into the main base game, so If you are on official servers, you should be able to do this if you can figure out how I did it between the speed build and the live stream. Be my guest, because it's a mess and a half, I'll tell you that much. So anyways, so here we have is the whole exterior, and I think it's a really solid build because it's not a square entirely. It's got a lot of different shapes and techniques into it. It's more of a I don't know how you say it. It's like a triangle here, a hexagon-ish shape as well. Then it's got a rectangle. It's just everything. Let's just be honest. It's every shape you could think of in a game, except for a circle, because you can't really make circular things. But nonetheless, so let's take a look. So here we have the start of the deck area, which has no decor as well, and then my little respawn point right now. And then we have the going into the main entrance way, and here we have is the Griffin stables. Now we're going to be definitely adding a lot more other things. There's a Griffin underneath. Thank you, ARK for the thatch. This is why I don't like thatch. It doesn't load half the time with stuff on it. And there's Ellie. Hi, Ellie. There's Ellie right there sleeping on the job. What are you doing? Get up. Get up, Ellie. God dang it. Sleeping there. The scourge. But yeah, so this is the Griffin barn itself, and I like it. It's not too bad. Just definitely needs a little bit of color, and it definitely needs to be a little bit more decor with some wall mounts and some tools and tool stations and everything, because this is like a Viking dwarven kind of fantasy build we're doing again, so it needs to look like it's in working action. So, but not bad so far. I'm liking it. I think it looks really cool. Now, the one thing I'm very proud about, the next thing we're about to show you, is this amazing wall. And it's been a while. It's been a while. It has been a while since we have done a new wall design. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, a new wall design that you can copy. And we'll probably do a tutorial on that as well as the tower. So let's take a look. So, over here. Alright, just ignore that little cut I just did there because I need to get a drink of water. So here we go. So here's the start of the tower that we go into, and it's about to rain. Yeah. So anyways, here is the walkway. We're coming up over to here. We take a little right into the tower itself. The tower is a very new cool technique that we started doing with a this was before the no collision was implemented, was the the doorways in and out intersecting, and there's no need to do that anymore because now it's a base game now. So thank you, ARK devs. Thank you very much. It's a very cool tower. If you guys really want, I can make a separate tutorial on that, an actual step-by-step, very simple, probably take like 20 minutes. Very easy step-by-step video, and you guys can follow along, and I think it'll be pretty cool. Also, thank you. Ooh, God, lighting effects in Ragnarok are terrible. Yeesh. So let's take a look. So here is the main entranceway itself. We got the two little outpost things. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they're just kind of a decor thing, and it's a really cool and interesting different design for an entranceway, I would say, for this section. And I quite like this new overhang feature that we're doing with this, is that I don't think Vikings really had walls. If they did, they probably made it out like a one wall instead of like, what is this, like I think 5 or 6 high. But it's a fantasy game, fantasy world, not really fantasy. Well, it's your own imagination. So for my style, we're doing it like this. So this wall goes from all the way from over here through the trees and goes into this new tower that we have built. This tower is just a little bit lower than the other one, not too bad, and it's 100% connected to the other version. See? Very nice, right? Very cool. And then we come back over here, and this is where I went crazy, and I just said, screw it, let's play around with this wall. Let's see how I can make it. So what I did was I added a corner, just a small corner, just to test it a little bit, just to test the waters, just a little bit. And basically what I did was we curved it from here, went over to this way, nice little straight edge, and then we went to this new tower over here. Now, these towers are all connecting. Now we have 3 towers, and that's basically all we're going to use for right now. It's pretty cool. I like this. And then I was like, you know what? Let's not stop there. Let's go all the way. And I have made a zigzag, cool-looking, morphing with the terrain a wall. Now, I'm very happy with this. by far, this is one of my favorite things I've done for a while, because it goes down from here, takes a right, goes down again. We have the entranceway of the back gate. Then it takes a left, and then it goes straight again, and then it takes a right, and then the right goes all the way into the mountainside on that side. And I quite like the effect of that, what it does, because if you look at it now, right? Look at this. It's kind of like it looks like actual people would do that, because it goes with the terrain of the mountain, because the mountain goes down and then it goes back in over to this way. You know, they added a little entranceway like so, and basically, yeah, and you can't see anything because the rain and all this other crap in this map are terrible at the moment because it's not optimized. Thank you. Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with the shadows on this map. It gets really too dark. But yeah. Oh wait, I could just do this. You know, just do this. Yep. Yep. Nope, that didn't work. Hold on. Low. Boom, there we go. Now we get rid of the shadows. Now you can see. But then it makes the game look really weird. Yeah, it's just with this map. It'll get optimized in the future. Trust me on that. But yeah, so this is one of my favorite things. And, you know, add a little couple trees in here and there. So, you know, it's pretty cool. So, what do we have left for our Ragnarok map build? Well, this is not the last one, but this is the first big project. So we're going to finish up doing a couple things in this this building area, which is going to be sheepy farms. We're going to have horsey farms. We're going to have probably a little market area. We're going to have a butcher shop, a blacksmith, and probably roughly maybe like 5 to 8 housings, and some of them are going to be really small. This is the biggest house it's going to be. The biggest that they're going to get is probably 3 by, I don't know, 3 by 6 or something like that. We'll see on when we start developing the houses and stuff. And don't forget, if you want to watch any of this, make sure you hit the bell, and make sure you go and subscribe onto subscribe, but follow onto Twitch, because I will be live streaming a lot of this, and a lot of input and ideas will be coming from the stream. So if you want an idea from you, a personal idea that you have, feel free. I'd love for you to come to the stream and, you know, hang out and put some input onto what you have for an idea for building on this. And, you know, it's not bad. So anyways, that's it. If you guys liked the video, leave a thumbs up, like, share, comment. And thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed. And let's get started in finishing this project, because I have a lot more of ideas in the future of Ragnarok. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.